I pray that you are being blessed by our Hustle series at the Feast, How to Live in God's Abundant Universe. And I'm so happy I can do these little videos for you. I hope you're also being blessed by our bonus videos because I really, really want you to grow in your financial life. I want you to love God, number one. That's number one. But I also want you to love God in all the areas of your life. Love God through your family, love God through your health, love God through your money. Money is not dirty. It becomes dirty only if, it's placed in dirty hands. But if you've got a pure heart and you want to love God, I pray that your money will be aligned to the purposes of God. So our bonus today is about Talk 3 of the series is about hands. And so we believe that God will prosper the work of our hands. And what I want you to do, I just want to talk about two things in this bonus video. The first is this: identify your big why, your emotional why. Because it is so important as you keep on growing your financial life, you're going to go through roadblocks, you're going to go through obstacles, and it's going to be tough. And there will be times when you want to give up. But if you have been able to identify your big why, that's it. You'll just keep on keeping on. You'll be able to overcome any obstacle. Sometimes you're going to have like paying your debts. It's tough paying your debts. You want to have zero debt. That's your goal. Guess what? It might take 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Depends on what you do. Long journey. And they're in the middle, you can say, I want to give up. No. If you have an emotional big why, you're just going to persevere. This is very crucial. What's your big why? For me, why did I want to grow in my financial life? I'll tell you. 2 reasons. Number 1, I really wanted to provide for the ministry. I am so immersed in ministry that I see kids, for example. I wanted to give them scholarships for their education. And I really wanted to dig from my own pocket and say, here, I want to change your future. I was involved in different ministries, missionaries that wanted to go out and serve the Lord and do mission in other places. They had no money. Even for a simple thing as transportation and food. And I wanted to dig from my own pocket and say, here. I had those hallucinations. And so these were my fantasies that was driving me nuts. And so every day I said to myself, I'm gonna build my financial life. I'm gonna build small businesses. I'm gonna make my businesses grow. I don't care how difficult business is. You know what? You want to be an entrepreneur? Get ready for problems. Get ready for problems and eat them for breakfast every single day. And the reason why I persevered, because of my big why. I wanted to provide for the ministry. And by the way, after 20 plus years of working on my finances, that's my joy right now. I'm able to finance different small ministries here and there. And why? Because of what's happening. And I want to thank God for the privilege of doing that. This could be your life. But that's my big why. I don't know what your big why is. You've got to tap deep. My second big why is, of course, for my family. I wanted to serve the Lord without being worried about, financial needs for my family. I didn't want my worries for my financial life bother me in my service to the Lord. That was a dream of mine. I didn't want my wife to come up to me and say, Bo, kulang ang pera para sa pang-tuition ni Bene. I didn't want that. No, I didn't. My life is so involved in mission that no way. I wanted to be free to serve the Lord without any of those concerns. So that was my fantasy. That was my dream. Guess what? It happened. It really did. And I have other emotional whys. So those are the 2 big ones. I've got a few minor ones. May I share with you some minor ones? These are really minor, but they work in motivating me to keep on working. When I was a very poor missionary, as a single person, I would go to in front of a Jollibee, and then I have to count my coins, whether I can afford to eat, whatever. And I had to choose the dish in the menu. I can't afford that. I can't afford, this one I can afford. Yep. And then I go in. There were times when I can't afford a Jollibee. I will now go to the Carinderia. So that was me. But I had you call this a luxury? I love being in a cafe, and it doesn't matter what I order, but staying 2 hours there reading a book. That for me is heaven. Well, because I like reading, and I like writing, and I like being alone, semi-alone, because there are people in the cafe, but I like that ambiance. I like that lifestyle. So that was my luxury. And I said to myself, one day, I would want to have the freedom to enter any restaurant. High price, low price, it doesn't matter. I want to have that freedom. So it was my small emotional why. That works. Because when I think about that dream, I will work in my business so that I will reach that. And you know what? I reached it. Now I can enter any restaurant, any part of the world, and be able to afford it. To sit in a chair and write, read, even if I'll just order coffee, 1 cup of coffee that will last me for 2 hours, it becomes cold because I just love the ambiance and I love. So there, you might have that small emotional why. Use it. Use it to grow your financial life. The second thing I want to share in this bonus talk is to be able to identify your vehicle. Because you might be able to identify your vision, but what's your vehicle? How will you know that you're in the right job or in the right business? I'll tell you how. Your purpose, your divine purpose, the purpose that God wants for your life, it's connected to 2 things: your passion and your potential. What God wants you to do and how God wants you to prosper is connected to your passion and your potential. Now, I need to warn you, your passion is what you like to do. Your potential is where you're good at. Now, I want you to know that your passion points to your purpose with 80% accuracy. Why only 80% accuracy? I'll tell you why. I have met some people who like to sing. They love to sing. But you know what? Singing doesn't like them. Meaning to say, they're passionate about singing, but they're not very good at it. So, I'm saying it's 80% accurate. Now, there are some people who are so passionate in music, in singing, but they end up not in singing, but they end up playing an instrument. And that's where they excel. So it might not, it is at 80% accuracy. So here's the thing. In your job, do you have passion? It really, really helps to have passion. I have passion in what I do, communication. I can do this all day. And you know what? It's very important that you identify your passion. Where are you happiest in whatever you're doing? Most likely, that's where you're going to prosper. Your prosperity will come when you connect your passion with your potential, where you're good at. Now, I want you to know your passion has 80% accuracy. Your potential has 100% accuracy in pointing to your prosperity, in pointing to where God will prosper you. Where are you good at? Saan ka magaling? If you are good in helping, if you are good at administration, if you are good in counseling, if you're good in entrepreneurship, if you're good in music, if you're good in artwork, if you're good, identify it. Are you good with working with your hands? Are you good with... That's where God will prosper you. Identify that and work at that in your job or in whatever business you want to get into. I hope that clarifies it, and keep on educating yourself. Get into seminars, read financial. I've got a slew of financial books. Read them. I've got seminars and workshops. Attend them. Hey, don't even just attend my seminars or read only my books. There are so many other books there that you can read. So many. Educate yourself. Your financial life depends on what you're going to do. So I hope you keep on doing and make it happen for your life. I hope these bonus talks are steering you up, motivating you, challenging you to make things happen in your life. I'm going to see you in our fourth and last video bonus for our series on hustle. God bless you.